Hi folks, Steven here. So yeah, this is going to be another live stream that we're doing here. And we're going to talk about a couple different things today. First off, we're going to talk about the recently announced Pokemon Black and White Movie Collection on DVD and Blu-ray. I've also got a little bit of a public service announcement. And I've also got, let's see here. Yeah, this little mystery box from Japan. You probably have a pretty good idea of what I'm getting in it. But we're going to unbox that towards the end here live on air. So yeah, that is the plan with what we've got there. But let's start off with, I'm going to do a quick screen share. By the way, this is a new setup you might not be aware of before. I'm using something called StreamYard. Let's see. Share screen. And we're going to do an application window. Oops. Application. Well, let's see. Chrome tab. Yeah, that's probably a better way to do it. Okay. All right. So what you should be seeing on your screen right now is a listing regarding the, let's see, what is it? Oh, it's the Pokemon Black and White 4-movie collection. 4 is maybe a little stretching it because it counts both Victini movies as one movie each. You are getting a certain amount of footage, I suppose, that way. I think I kind of joked about this at some point in the past about the 4-movie collection, maybe when I unboxed that for the Diamond and Pearl generation. But this is for the Black and White. So you got, let's see, Reshiram, Zekrom. So yeah, both of those. And then you got the Keldeo movie and the Genesect movie. Let's see. This is scheduled to be released, as you can see, on September 17th. Now, unfortunately, unlike the Diamond and Pearl collection, there was a nice steelbook option on that. This time around, it looks like they're just doing a regular old Blu-ray case for the Blu-ray version. Excuse me. But yeah, nice to see this. I'm not sure if and when they're going to do this in a year or two, I suppose, for the X and Y / I Choose You Power of Us. It's going to be interesting to see how they decide to split that one up. But it is releasing on September 17th. Let's see, it's about $25 for the Blu-ray and about $20 for the DVD combo set. Like some of these other collections, I don't expect them to be super well carried in stores, just because kind of that's the direction retail is kind of going in. But yeah, not sure too much else to say here. I don't expect any special features or anything like that on these. If you've bought Blu-rays of some of the more recent movies. Now, as far as me getting this, well, I technically have all of these movies on Blu-ray. And by the way, if you have comments about any of this, feel free to put those in the chat or as a comment on the video. We always like hearing that and always want to hear more in that regard. Let's see. But we've got this going here. And the only one I don't have in English on Blu-ray is the Genesect movie. The Genesect movie, I have the Blu-ray, but it's the Japanese version that I happened to pick up while I was in Japan back in 2014. I think that movie originally released in 2013 or so. And thus I have the Japanese version. I'm not sure how much of an inclination I have to pick this up being the one versus with the Diamond and Pearl movies. I had the Zoroark movie on Blu-ray, but I didn't have the other 3 on Blu-ray. So that was more of an easy choice for me to pick those up. So, but in any case, that's when this one releases. So yeah, any questions? I assume these will all have like the multi-channel audio and stuff like that. Let's see, bought together, sorry about this. Let's see, what is it? Frequently bought together with, this is Doom Patrol, huh? It's kind of an odd pairing combination. I don't know if they split that out by DVD versus Blu-ray version, but if you've been looking to add these on the highest quality possible to your collection, this is going to be your best option. Okay, well, I think that more or less covers that. Not a ton to say there. And as I mentioned, we are using a different streaming format for this one. So let's see here. I'm going to share a different window. And actually, let's try a different... okay, let's go to full presentation mode. Can I do that? Yeah, all right. So let's see. Doesn't really give me a great option to like. All right, brings me back on, and then to share a different screen. Yeah. So if anyone's from StreamYard is looking, one nice thing would be able to be to transition more easily from one thing to another. All right, so there's a couple of sources on this, but I did want to sort of explain. Let's see here. Yeah, this is the Radio Survivor blog. So let's see here. So why am I bringing this one up? Well, you may remember that, let's see, I guess you can't see this because I turned it into full screen, but you can kind of hear it. I like to give out promotional cassette tapes of some of my interviews at some of these events like that. Let's see. Watching the stream kind of catch up here. But what I do on these things is I have basically, I'd have a CD player or really a DVD player hooked up to a cassette recorder and record them on there. But if you want one of those but don't have anything to play it on, here's one you should not spend your money on. So yeah, so this is, let's see, needs to focus, I think. Okay. Radio Survivor, by the way, is a podcast that I listen to every now and again. I also, well, I guess endorsement apply, but they aren't giving me anything for it. But not that I expect it. I do support them on Patreon as well, because I kind of like even though I don't listen to every episode, I think they're an important thing. They cover like community radio and stuff like that. But yeah, so there's this Bluetooth cassette player coming, and it's gotten a lot of buzz, but in reality, it's not, from what we can tell so far, not really all that great. There are certain like parts things that make it difficult to make a quote unquote like correct player of a cassette player. In other words, one that's up to the standards of sort of the best in years past, as much as you might think. Unlike with record players, where, if you really want to spend, you can spend like thousands of dollars on a record player if you really need that 0.01% better sound. Let's see here. But it's from this group called what? Well, I think it's called, the recorder is called It's Okay, and I guess it's from this thing called NIN, Ninem. In any case, this is this Kickstarter project. And it's supposed to sort of tie in. This is the 40th anniversary this year of the original Sony Walkman, which was this, before we had MP3 players, and before there were even CD-based portable players, there was the Sony Walkman. The more generic term is, I believe, Walkabout. And someone is taking these and making a Bluetooth version. However, some folks have done some digging and kind of come to realize that maybe this isn't going to be the best deal. Comes in some nice colors, I'll give it that. And it does have Bluetooth transmission, but there's a few notable things here. First of all, it's going to cost you like $75 for this. And it's not the first Bluetooth-enabled cassette player. There's actually some other ones that are like dedicated converters. And if you take a look here, let's see. Someone's done digging on what they think the parts is. And a YouTube channel I follow called D West Life has done some digging, as well as a few other folks, and determined that if they're using some off-the-shelf parts and stuff, these things are made for as little as like, $7 in massive quantities, like this thing might be doing. And if you notice, about 2/3 of the way down, it's actually not even in stereo, which, yeah, I can understand that sometimes as a cost-saving measure. I had a portable cassette recorder I used in the early 2000s for my interviews, and that was mono, but it only had one microphone anyway built into it, so it didn't quite matter as much. And it looks like some of the other ones that are similar to this you can buy actually have an AM/FM radio in there. And this one doesn't for some reason. Apparently, some speculate that they're taking out the thing there. But don't put your money on this. I don't want to spend too much more time on it. There's plenty more to dig through. And Radio Survivor, also a good blog there and podcast that I do enjoy. All right, so let's see here. Let's see, get that thing out there. Okay, so hi and welcome back. So that's sort of the big, at least as far as I'm concerned, news story in terms of like media and stuff. I'm going to try and use this space when I do these live streams to talk about things like that. But we have one more thing to do. You may remember, yep, I have to unbox this little thing from Japan. I had it shipped differently than I used to. Usually I would get like the EMS, like 3-day shipping or whatever it is, and that costs like $20. 2,000 yen, I think, and whatever that usually equates to about $20 in shipping. They also have some other options that are even more expensive. You do get tracking with that. This time I just did regular airmail, no tracking number, but it probably only took maybe a day or so longer. Maybe I just got lucky with this. You may be wondering why I'm not doing a separate unboxing video on this either. Scissors are fun. Let's see here. Get the... Okay. I kind of have a policy now of not doing unboxing videos if I think the underlying music is going to be blocked on YouTube, just because I get too many unintended watches of my video, kind of unfortunately, which actually sort of brings it down in the search. So that's why I haven't used the title of this CD or anything here. All right. So let's see. All right. So... well, it's interestingly packaged. All right, so wonder if you can guess what this is. Bubble wrap. So what's this little like postcard it looks like? That I'll probably never use because, I mean, yeah, this says postcard on the back. There you go right there, first of all. Probably pretty obvious at this point what this actually is. Yep, it's obviously the Together with the Wind, Kaze to Isho ni, for the new remake of Mewtwo Strikes Back. All right, and then on the back you can see they got a little wavy thing and it says, oh, there we go. Yep, postcard. And it's got the little CG Mew, and it's got the things here. I never owned like the original version single for this. It comes on like a 3-inch CD in one of those wide cases, similar to what you would see for some other unboxings I've done. But let's see here. Now this looks really nice, though. This is different than the usual aspect ratio. You can sort of see here they've got this. I am still interested in this movie, and I'm curious what they're going to do for the English side. I'm guessing they're probably watching the box office returns in Japan for this to get a good idea of what's going to go on. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly. There's 5 tracks on here. If you look at this back picture, there's Mew, and in the jungle area that we've come to know from watching the movie. This is not this is actually aspect ratio, more like what they would do. This is a lot like some of the other, more of a full-size thing. So let's see here. Okay, let's see. So here's the little leaflet that comes in with, I guess, the liner notes. Back has the production details. And let's see. I'm not sure exactly what these are. Let's see. There's obviously Kaze to Isho ni. There's probably Aim to be a Pokemon Master, I assume, is the second one there. And then the third one is Pokemon something or other. My Japanese, even though this is hiragana, but I still am not very good. I can recognize the Pokemon when it's written out that way, but I'm not really sure what this bonus track is. I'll have to give it a listen. But packaging is nice. Let's see here. What else we got? And then the disc. I don't know what the original disc looked like, but nothing super special printed on it. I'm guessing they kind of wanted to do something a little more plain for this one. I'm not sure. And then in the back, we see a bunch of little Pokemon art. Actually, not CG, it looks like. Or if they did take like CG stuff, they stylized it much more differently. I do notice the laughing Mew that we know from the first movie. So anyway, we'll see how this fares. It'll be interesting. It's actually been technically a little longer in Japan before they got to that. Okay, but nice packaging. It feels nice is what I really want to say here. Very glossy on the outside here. Obviously very shiny and reflective, which you're probably getting a lot of highlights off the various things I have here. Let's see. Oh, and then I may as well show you the cassette thing. Apparently, actually, the original Together with the Wind came out on cassette in Japan, but it's extremely rare. Japan went from vinyl to CDs very quickly, even more quickly than, say, North America and some other places. They went very quickly there. But yeah, sorry for kind of the shorter stream. Let me just give you an update on a few upcoming things. So let's see. As far as the digest podcast feed, I am working on the next episode, which is going to have the live Pokemon music discussion with Anne. I've got the discussion edited. I need to get a few more elements together. And also I need to re-record a few things because I'm now part of the, I think it's the Pokecasters Network. I'm really sorry to the folks at the Science of Pokemon or the Poke Science podcast about, it's PCN is the abbreviation, but they're starting up that new network. Mostly my interest there is in terms of helping other people improve their podcasts, hopefully. Let's see. And then, but anyway, that should be coming out soon. I also have another Why It Works I'm looking to record and maybe have up next weekend. It might be part of this podcast episode if I can get things together. It's going to be on Don't Say You Love Me. And then next Sunday at 8 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Mountain, since that's Anne's time, we're going to be discussing the Hoopa movie. So let's see, that's Memories. No, that's not it. I'm sorry. That's a flub on my part. It's Tweedia, and I forget the exact name of the person there versus Every Side of Me or something like that from the English side. So that's going to be an interesting discussion. Also, we have the separate scores and stuff of that nature. And, you know, if anything happens on the regards to the Mewtwo Strikes Back remake in the next week that's interesting, I'll try and maybe work that in. But if you have any comments on that, give us a comment on this video and we'll try to include it during our discussion, which, like I said, will be live next weekend. Other than that, not too much else to say. All right, folks, thanks.